We have 2 items. Okay, how about 5 minutes? We're going to take a 5-minute break. When I say 5 minutes,
Just no action taken on this? Or?
it's just no action taken.
Thank you.
No action
Just
taken.
want to
This
close
one.
this one.
The only thing I will say is it's going to be on next month's agenda with a, I'll say, thorough recap of costs by project, and who paid what on each. I know you have it there. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So we can be real simple. A thorough bit simple.
So you're saying we're not going to talk about this anymore? It's been addressed.
We're going to.
So this will be 5 months. I've been asking why the hell we're paying another $8,000 on well number 2
We're going to answer that. Yes.
in 5 months, on the 5th month.
We're going to have a recap by well, by everything. Cost. Is it opposite?
No, I can go over there.
Okay.
I'm so worn out, Danny.
At least it's not hot in here.
Yeah, at least we got it cool. We'll be out of here in 10 minutes.
We will?
Yes.
Well, that sure sounds good.
We
That
have
sounds
2
good.
items left.
I
Now,
know.
the last one we're not supposed to discuss. It says for informational purposes.
Right.
Well,
That's-
this
It's kind of a
one.
little bit confusing.
Ay, oh, SpaghettiOs.
Okay, right. We'll have to tell Pete, give us the Reader's Digest version,
Oh, which one?
10.
The rest.
which is these next are informational only updates. So, I mean, you're going to be the one communicating, so make the point.
And this is the one, all you need to do is provide us with a map.
Yeah, the official map. I mean, it's not that difficult.
I didn't see you sitting there, Lou. I would have said it.
I would have.
Oh, you're just teasing me.
Hey, Wes, tell those guys to come on. We're going to start.
We're ready to go.
Chop chop hayako.
Tell them, Victor.
Ready to go.
Say that.
What'd you say?
Hayako.
What's that? Hurry?
No, hurry up.
In Japanese?
Hi. Yes, that means yes.
Let her cool out.
Okay. If Madam Secretary would please note, we're reconvening the meeting at 3:51, and all staff and appropriate people are still here, and we're on to item F. This is information only regarding the retirement benefits for certain employees, which is the same as Gatsby 45, if I remember that acronym. So Pete, you want to give us an update?
I had given you the information that there were third-party. I had given you the information that there were third-party consultants that were that would go back through your records and make a determination on your behalf. Unfortunately, they are looking for much larger contracts than just our single issue. However, this has been in other districts. It has been done by the district legal counsel team. They may have a certain person there that is better at reviewing records than others to make a determination for the board, a final determination on what actions the district has taken in this regard. Because again, we're trying to avoid any class action type lawsuit. There have been no verbal or written commitments to anyone in specific related to this issue. There are 2 employees that were hired before I got here that came on in between that would be affected by the change in personnel policy and are subject to this determination. So those are the 2 that are in question, and I believe you'll be able to rely on legal counsel's interpretation of that. I mean, we presented it. We'll certainly pass that information along to them, and then they may ask for additional information. I would hope that they would.
Okay. And then he'll provide a recommendation back to the board.
Yeah, of what position is strongest marginal.
Because we had mixed feelings here, and we could not really figure out, based on our skills of we understand the intent, but it wasn't as clear as we'd like, so we're asking for clarification of the intent. Okay. Any comments about that?
Just one quick one. What do these employees say about all this?
I don't know, I'm not gonna specifically,
You haven't talked to them?
I'm not gonna specifically ask them if they wanna come after us for medical benefits. I
Well,
just,
they-
I mean, if they're smart, they're watching the agenda and would ask
So
a
they
question.
basically don't know this bomb has been dropped and it could.
I would
spill.
say probably don't really care as much as we do,
Okay.
Okay.
but I could be completely wrong.
Comment?
No, I think not.
Jim, comment?
I just think if this is the only way we can go, you know, if we did make a real live attempt to find a company that can do this, and we exhausted our avenues and we have to resort to the lawyer, then that's just what we have to do. I think we, in good faith, if we put forth that effort to find someone, you're just stuck. And is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I didn't send out a request for proposals. I contacted the people that I talked to that made me so excited that they were gonna be able to do it, and then looked around for other agents, and no one had any success within the CSDA network of having that done, short of a, you know, couple $100,000 evaluation of their records.
We don't want to spend $100,000.
You know, a code, God, I can't remember the name of what they are, but there's a specific name that's, they codify your board's actions.
Is this required to be, with the?
We
what's
said
the word
third
I'm
party,
looking
we
for?
said third party, we didn't.
Yeah, does it have to be someone that's encompassed within the CSDA network? Can it just be,
Can be anywhere.
you know, I just want, my only concern would be is we retain our legal counsel. This is our legal counsel as the CSDA, and we say, hey, we need you to do evaluation. There may be people out there that say, hey, that's your legal counsel. Right? That's my only hiccup, and I don't know if that's not an issue or it is an issue.
He's not with the CSDA.
No, he's saying
He is our law firm that's on retainer.
Right.
For this
Not-
season.
No,
not
not
with the
retainer,
CSDA.
just, there's no relationship other than
He's an
a
independent
contract,
counsel.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been at one point, I would assume there was the contract executed between the district and their firm in the late 90s is when.
You know what? He says, I never had a contract with you guys, you know that?
Oh, yeah.
We asked
If
him
he's not a
one time-
contract, that's a completely different.
We asked him one time what
I
his
assume.
contract was, and he said, I've never had a contract with you or anybody. I don't go with contracts, I go,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, great.
Okay.
No, it's,
Yeah, no.
if this is all we can do is get a legal interpretation, what the verbiage says and what actions were taken, that's my concern. Let's put this to bed.
Okay. Any other public comment on this?
I do. If I'm not mistaken, first of all, I am concerned about the guys, okay? I'm not trying to beat the guys. I believe that we're adding onto our books, probably up to $500,000 of expense that, based on the agreements that have been made, would not be on the books. Okay, now when you talked about getting state funding money and things of this nature. When you got an extra couple of $1 million worth of liabilities on your books, you're gonna have a lot tougher time getting money, okay? And that's what we're talking about here. And in my estimate, it's probably, we got $1 million on the books, or will have, at 2016, our accountant, I don't think's put it on there, with the way we're going. I made a fast estimate, like using just a system like the homeowners uses to calculate their reserves they need for their assets, and walked it out, okay? And I just came up with a fast number of being $500,000 instead of $1 million, okay? That's not the right way to do it. I could be wrong, but just the idea, if you ask what's the present value of a certain amount of money at a certain period of time, then we're $500,000 more than what we need. That's my biggest concern. Now, honesty and credibility is also becoming quite a problem too. we agreed that we quit hassling and fighting over this if we got a mediator. We didn't talk about a CASDA mediator. We just talked about a mediator to read the handbook and say, what does it say? Okay? Now, to have Carlson do that, I don't have a problem with Carlson. I've worked with him before. I don't think he's the best corporate attorney. He's probably a pretty decent water attorney. They've got other staff in their firm, that probably is used to reading more reading of contracts and things of that nature. Whether there's a PERS issue, I have no idea. You said there was a minimum fee on the PERS. I'm assuming we're speaking of, remember, this goes back to 2007. I do have a concern with when we talk about people, because this is not a people issue. This is a document issue. What does the document say? It is an issue on money. Should we have another $500,000 on our books or not on our books? Now, I have never seen a document that was going to go to the mediator. I've never seen a document that was going to go to the lawyer. But I do see documents coming in the last 2 months, as a matter of fact, where there's been references to people, not a people deal. I really question what are we asking this mediator or any of these other people to do. Also, I went back and I made a little study on it, and I found that the CPA had noted 2 times that these guys were not on the program, okay? I also noted a couple of other things. There's a letter in here. You've had it just 2 times now. I think I've sent the letter out to you guys. And it wasn't to say that the information that Cindy had gathered was wrong. It was just to say that any time you gather information without a beginning and an ending and a control point, you don't know if you've got all the information. And I just proved in that letter you did not have all the information. Okay? And I don't know if that's gone to the attorney along with that pile of paperwork that Cindy put together. So I have great concerns on this, being loaded the wrong way. Because I think there's funnier things than this has happened around here. And this is getting to be it's getting to be a credibility problem.
Well,
now also, you all know that all you got to do if you want to give the money to this guy or these guys afterwards, if somebody's made a deal with them or something, all you got to do is turn around and after you get this money off your books, just give them the money, give them the program, and start accumulating again, and that $500,000 will probably be gone. So there's ways around some of this, but just to sit here and keep postponing things, it's getting tough. Pardon me, I have a tough time talking anymore. My jaw's gone out on me. But anyway, I think it's very uncomfortable.
Well, I want to go back to is this board, I'll say, inherited this because I'm going to say the liabilities of the board or the district not covering the costs, and that's why we push for this audit. And now all we're trying to do is clarify things, so we end up again, I'm going to use the word foundation, because I don't want to do something, or I'm not comfortable making a decision on my perception, because I don't want the district to end up in another lawsuit or something based on my interpretation or perception of what I read. I want to have some legal, so we have a little bit better leg to stand on. I want to do the right thing universally for everybody, the people, the district, the consumers, everybody. So that's why we're pushing this to bring it to closure. So hopefully we'll have some good answers. And I respect your comments.
I agree that we do that, and that's what I want to do too.
Hi, I just wanted to augment what Wes was saying. I've heard things from directors, good faith. I didn't hear common sense, but common sense is in there. Honesty and credibility and everything. I think the first question would be, what was the prior board's intent in doing that? Was to reduce the costs. And what is being proposed now is exactly the opposite. So it would seem to me that if you really want to do a detailed research into this and find out what was going on, why don't you have depositions of the prior board members, because a lot of them are still alive and in this area, and they could tell you why they did it.
And I gotta make it clear that I wanna reduce the liability of the district. I want to be able to tell the actuarial firm that's conducting the valuation that goes on our books that we don't have to provide benefits to these two individuals. That's what I wanna do.
If we're on
Okay,
solid
so
ground,
that's,
I agree.
at the same time, I have had no conversations with them. I made no commitments to them. I've not, said this is an issue. It's just kind of gone along. However, I'm not gonna lead any consultant or the attorney firm to any particular finding unless I'm so directed by the board. And I would expect that we would do that in closed session as a potential litigation issue, However, at this point, I'm assuming we want to avoid litigation and we want to do what we think is the right thing to do. We're going to just present the information to them. And again, I don't want to have this, but I can't in my right mind read the intent of past directors and say, this is going to keep the board from getting sued, the district.
I can respect what you're saying, and I can respect what Lou is saying as far as the intent. But what is the perception of what is written? I don't think we're questioning the intent. I can understand the intent, but we all were uneasy with how the words were communicated as to the clarity. And it's not criticism, it's just that we're trying to do the right thing universally. And what is the right thing? We don't want to have another lawsuit. We don't want to have egg on our face. And when I say egg on our face, that the district is this bully and not taken care of. So I think having and this might get blown up, somebody read this that is not connected, a third-party independent person, and that can give us the legalities, that is trained and versed in it, is the right way to go. It costs us a little bit of money, but so what if it's the right thing for the right reasons and we avoid a lot of problems down the road? That's where I'm at on it, and that's why I want to push it to get it done. He's first and you're second, thank you. Go ahead, Russ.
Aren't we really talking about one paragraph in the employee book? What does it really say? What does this thing say? We know what the intent was for it to say, but doesn't say that. I don't believe. So what's our liability?
That's why we're
that paragraph.
Yeah.
One paragraph.
Okay.
Looking
You know
for
what?
$500,000 paragraph.
Yeah, that is.
Paragraph.
It is.
Wes,
Yep.
you say it's X dollars, you can't even calculate it, because this affects everybody from now on. I mean, how many, till the end of time, unless it changes.
You
So it
changed
could-
it.
We changed it
We
last
changed.
month.
We changed
It is changed.
Yes.
So it's just two, it's just.
It's
one.
the two existing
Oh, okay.
individuals that are on staff today that we struggled with because the question came out, was the Gatsby audit correct? Was it two employees or 4 employees that had the benefits? So that's where we're at.
But you put those, this is off the subject now, because what Russ just said is exactly right, the way I see it, the way I agreed to, not necessarily the way I see it, what I agreed to.
Right.
But you said, when you look at those numbers going out, if we're talking about going out 50 years, and you talk about just raising the rates on the insurance at 5% a year, I think that's what I used. And I think that's what the GSB used at some point in there. Those numbers get huge. I mean, they really.
And we're not
get big.
even funding
Yeah.
that today. We haven't funded it for several years, and that's one of the things this board.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not talking about funding it, that's another story.
Well, I know, but we've got to start
Yeah,
fixing
yeah.
what hasn't been fixed, so, okay. No action, we know Pete's gonna go farther, take it and come back with an answer. Hopefully, we can have it on the next board meeting, and we can all feel comfortable with a decision at that point in time. Okay,